Cut them off.
Watch, police drag disabled people from wheelchairs during mass arrests at peaceful protest. During a peaceful protest, made up of many disabled people, police dragged them from their wheelchairs while conducting mass arrests for free speech. By Matt Agarist, June 23, 2017. Washington, D.C. Multiple disturbing images and videos have emerged from a peaceful protest over health care in the U.S. Capitol on Thursday showing police forcefully removing disabled protesters, including many in wheelchairs. The protest took place outside the office of Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who proposed the health care bill. According to Capitol Police, they arrested 43 people for their roles in the protests. The protest was organized by ADAPT, a disability rights organization, whose protest targeted the bill's cuts to Medicaid for low-income Americans. "No cuts to Medicaid, save our liberties," the protesters chanted, as reported by Time. One protester who was in a wheelchair held a sign reading "Life and Liberty for Disabled Americans." The American Health Care Act caps and significantly cuts Medicaid, which will greatly reduce access to medical care and home and community-based services for elderly and disabled Americans who will either die or be forced into institutions, said Bruce Darling, an ADAPT organizer taking part in the protest. "Our lives and liberty shouldn't be stolen to give a tax break to the wealthy. That's truly un-American." During the protest, several videos show disabled people being dragged from their wheelchairs and arrested by police. The disturbing images paint a horrific image of what's become of the First Amendment in the United States. Read more. 330,000 cops threaten surprise for Quentin Tarantino, promise to hurt him. The freedom of speech is not reserved for some quiet protest in a cordoned off safe zone far away from politicians. It was, in fact, designed so that people could fill the halls of federal buildings and voice their grievances directly toward those who ostensibly represent them. Sadly, however, that notion is now dead in this country. A police spokeswoman said in a press release Thursday night, that many of the demonstrators, as part of their protest activities, removed themselves from their wheelchairs and lay themselves on the floor. While that was true, there were several instances of protesters being pulled from their wheelchairs. Also in a statement on Thursday, the ACLU released their stance, noting, "We can't believe this needs to be said, but it's not okay to drag people out of wheelchairs when they're protesting legislation. The Capitol Police are not like regular cops, as their purpose is not to protect the citizens. They are there for the protection of lawmakers only. They are similar to the Secret Service, except they can and will arrest people en masse for peaceful protests." Read more: undercover cops pull gun on protester and attack woman when exposed as agent provocateurs. Capitol Police spokeswoman Eva Maliki released a statement Thursday in regards to the arrests. Today, at approximately 11:30 a.m., disability rights activists staged a planned die-in in the Russell Senate office building. Many of the demonstrators, as part of their protest activities, removed themselves from their wheelchairs and lay themselves on the floor, obstructing passage through the hallway and into nearby offices. U.S. Capitol Police, USCP, officers warned the demonstrators to cease their unlawful activities or be faced with arrest. 43 people, 15 males and 28 females, did not cease their demonstration activities and were arrested. The arrestees were charged with DC Code 22-1307, crowding, obstructing, or incommoding. They were transported to USCP headquarters for processing. Let's hope that these disabled protesters fared better than the journalists and protesters arrested during the Trump inauguration. According to a recent lawsuit filed on behalf of multiple victims, police allegedly used rape as punishment during the mass arrests. As Think Progress reports, once the protesters and journalists were arrested on Inauguration Day, a living hell ensued. An officer ordered Horse, fellow plaintiff Milo Gonzalez, and 3 others to take their pants off before grabbing their testicles and then inserting a finger into their anuses while other officers laughed, the complaint alleges. Horse is a photojournalist, one of 6 reporters initially arrested and charged whose cases have been dismissed. "I felt like they were using molestation and rape as punishment. They used those tactics to inflict pain and misery on people who are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty," Horse said. "It felt like they were trying to break me and the others, break us, so that even if the charges didn't stick, that night would be our punishment. Let's hope, for the sake people of Adapt, that these same tactics weren't used to punish them."
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too, because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, you know, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it. You know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea, too, that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.